I'm Courtney at womenlivingwell.org, home of Good Morning Girls, and welcome to the 13th annual Making Your Home a Haven Bible Study. Now, every year we have a different theme, and so this year the title of our study is Don't Let Go, holding on to God when you feel like giving up. You see, back in 2010, 13 years ago, when I began this Making Your Home a Haven Bible Study series, it came because at the end of every summer, it always feels like in September that I get so busy, right? Like if you have kids in school, you know how it is. The schedule changes and suddenly you're packing lunches and you're doing homework and you're taking kids to their sports and they have band practice. And if they're teenagers, they got jobs and ACTs and homecoming and there might be dating and there's just so much going on. And then as women, we look ahead at our calendars and we see, oh my goodness, here comes Thanksgiving and Christmas, which is the busiest time of the year for women. There is so much on our plates and we can feel by the end of the year overworked and oftentimes underappreciated. And it makes us just want to give up. You know, on top of all this busyness, we also have just the stress sometimes of financial issues or marital issues or parenting issues or health issues. And so it can be discouraging, and the enemy wants to use our discouragement to make us want to just give up. And the world tells us, don't give up, right? They're like, be strong, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, grind, hustle, fake it till you make it. And I want you to know that this Bible study is not going to be anything like that. Actually, back in 2010, when I was feeling this way, feeling the stress of the busyness of the season, I was at the grocery store and I was looking at the magazines by the counter, and all of them in the fall are like so sweet and so cozy with pumpkins and blankets and, apple cider, and it just looks so cozy. And I saw this one photo of this woman sitting in her bedroom in her robe, and it was all cozy, and she had her coffee and she was looking out the window sipping it, and I thought, that is not what my life looks like, and I want that. How do I get that? And so that is when I realized that I needed to discipline myself to just slow down, to take those quiet moments, those still moments in the morning, to be in God's word, to get the encouragement inside that I need for the day. And so that is what Making Your Home a Haven is all about. There's a practical challenge every week. This week's assignment is for you to get a candle and light it in your home every day. It completely will change the mood of your home, just the scent and the flicker of that light. And then I want that candle to be a reminder every time you see the flicker to pause, slow down, pray, give thanks to God for the good things in your life, and ask Him for guidance of what to say yes to, what to say no to. Ask Him to give you peace inside and peace with the others in your home. And so that is what this is all about, because I can tell you at the age of 47 that I have been through hard seasons where I have just wanted to give up. If you followed my blog for a long time, you already know my story, so I don't want to go over that all again. But some of you wouldn't know that I used to be a homeschooling, stay-at-home mom. I had been married for 18 years to my high school sweetheart when he left me, and he left me for another woman. And I, at the time, had a 10-year-old and a 12-year-old and no job. I had this hobby. I was blogging online, but I had no income at the time. And so it was a very scary season where I felt so alone, and I had all my life tried to be a good wife and a good friend and a good mom, and I had done the try hard life, I guess you would say, and I had been obeying God, and I was like, God, how can you let this happen? I mean, why does A plus B not equal C? I mean, if I'm loving God and obeying Him and loving my spouse, then how can He, not only did He leave my home, He left my state. And so He moved away, and I was left as a full-time. The kids were always full-time in my home, and the last 7 years have been a grind. And so I know how discouraging life can be, and I know how hard it can get. And so I want to encourage you to not let go of God, because it is Him. He has been my rock. He is the one who has got me through so many hard seasons. And that's the thing about seasons, is that seasons change. They don't last forever. Thank goodness that seasons change. And so I want you to not let go of God when you feel discouraged, but rather the opposite. We are going to press into His Word. Inside this journal, I have given you space to every week list the things that you are grateful for and to write your prayer requests at the beginning of the week. And then every day, this journal is a little bit different than the others because I have a thought for you, and then I have actually written out a prayer for you that you can pray each day, because sometimes we can be so discouraged we don't even know how to pray, right? And so that is in here for you. Here's what the page looks like, where you're going to be listing the things that you're grateful for and your prayer requests. And then the next page, day number 1, our verse of the day as we open our journal is Isaiah 41:10. I love this verse. It says, "Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." God promises that He will hold us with His righteous right hand. And so all we have to do is hold on to His hand. Do not let go. You know, 1 Peter 5:17 says to cast all our anxiety on Him because He cares for us. I want you to know that He cares for you, and the enemy wants to lie to you and make you believe, because things are not going the way maybe you planned. Maybe your life isn't going how you planned, or your parenting, or your marriage, or your work or place, or whatever it is. The enemy wants to lie to you and tell you that God doesn't care, and He does. He is with you. And you know, we could put like everything in a library on a small little microchip, and yet our human minds cannot comprehend always what God is doing. He is so much bigger than us, but He says in His Word that He is working all things together for good and for His glory. And so we need to stand on that truth and keep believing. And that is what I have done in my hard seasons, is I hold on to Him and I keep believing and keep having hope for a better day. And seasons change. And sometimes seasons change and they're harder, and sometimes seasons change and they're a bit easier. But always, consistently, God is with us. He says He will never leave us. He will never forsake us. And so that is what this Bible study is all about. It is going to be encouraging you when you feel discouraged. And I will be here every week with a video. So it's time to get started. Open your journals. Do day 1. Read the scriptures every day. Light your candles. Be in prayer. There is power in prayer. And so for the next 31 days, no one else can do this for you. It's you. You alone need to be still, slow down, meet with God, and get this encouragement, and keep holding on to Him because He loves you so much. Keep walking with the King.